And tonight's contest between the Vancouver Volcanoes and the Nippon Tornadoes marks the return of Gonzaga shooting guard Jordan Mast. Mast torched the Volcanoes last season for 48 points in this building. Vancouver tonight counters with Chehalis Tapscott, the power forward from Portland State University, who notched 30 points and 17 rebounds last night in their loss to Portland. It's the Volcanoes versus Tornadoes, a battle of natural disasters, and it's coming your way next on FATV Channel 11. Murray over to Blackley.
Boy, someone took a picture of that. Frame it.
Hartman for another three.
Oh, yeah, baby.
On fire. And there he is again, Josh Tarver. Murray, he says thank you very much. And he spots an open Pip Lutzaw.
Oh, yes.
Down it. Look at the emotion.
Very smart.
Look at the emotion.
This is your Vancouver Volcanoes.
And welcome to FATV Channel 11, the site of tonight's IVL contest between the Nippon Tornadoes and the Vancouver Volcanoes. Only in the Northwest could these forces meet. Thank you for watching on FATV Channel 11. Mike Koreski with you. Good evening, Vancouver. And with me, to my right, the trusty sidekick, it's Gary Akiyama. How are you tonight, Gary? Let's talk a little bit about the Nippon Tornadoes. What kind of chance do you give them? What are we looking at tonight?
Well, let me tell you, I mean, on paper, you think we're going to walk away from this game. But the reality of it, with our injuries and with the other players they picked up, I think it's going to be a closer game than you think. And even though they've only averaged about 83 points a game, they're coming off a winning streak from the Kitsap Admirals. Now, the Admirals had no expectations of losing that game, and I think the Nippon Tornadoes are going to surprise a lot of people, not only with their agility, but they're very quick. They can shoot the three, and actually they lead the league in free throw percentage with 80%. So if we get in foul trouble, these guys are going to score.
Interesting, Gary. Good takes on that. And for more on the injury aspect of it, let's go to the newest member of our team. It's Nicole DaCosta. Talk to us, Nicole. What's happening with the Volcanoes tonight?
Hello and konnichiwa. Nicole DaCosta bringing it live from the sideline. We are going to have a fabulous game tonight. Things are just getting started. The warm-up is underway, and Japan is in town for the first time this season. Very, very exciting. Also excited is our very own coach. He is very confident about tonight's game. We had 5 men out at one point, but number 33, Jake Carlisle, we salute you. He just suited up for the game and is practicing as we speak. So we're only down 4 guys right now. Even more exciting if you can handle it. Our very own The Rocket is starting the first quarter for his first time this season. Sit back, you guys, relax. We got a great show coming your way. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome, Nicole, and a lot of energy, Gary. Speaking of energy, Nicole DaCosta, this is going to be good stuff.
Hey, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun season. I'm looking forward to it.
And the Rocket, yes, Yasuo Rocket, getting a start against his old squad from last year. You think there's a bit of feelings going on tonight?
Quite a bit of feeling. He's pretty up for this game. That's pretty obvious. He wants to show his former teammates, hey, I'm here in the USA now, and I can play ball.
Well, and remember, 16 points a game for Yasuo last year for the Nippon Tornadoes, number 14 scorer in the IBL. He can do it, so we will see if he does it tonight. And coming up next, it'll be Volcano basketball, the battle of the elements, Volcanoes versus Tornadoes. Which one will come out on top? You'll find out real quick. FATV Channel 11. And welcome back to the O'Connell Sports Complex, home of the Vancouver Volcanoes, unbeaten this year at home. And now we're getting the opening lineups. Gary Akiyama, there's Yasuo Rocket. Talk to us about him tonight.
Yeah, Yasuo Rocket played for the Nippon Tornadoes last season and led the Tornadoes in scoring. So he's looking forward to this. He's got a lot to prove and show them, hey, I'm ready to play USA-style ball.
That's true, and I like how he does the bow.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty customary there in Japan that before each game they will bow to the fans and to the referees.
We'll take that.
Yeah, good out of respect.
If you'd like, we could do that to each other when we see each other here at the beginning of the evening.
I'll bring me back to.
Well, I still love doing the jumping into each other thing. I want us to try to do that as a staff.
Okay.
I really do. I tell you, somebody help me. Help me, please. So, Gary, we're looking at an unbeaten home record. Like you said, a couple of wrinkles, a couple of storylines we're looking at here. Number one, Jordan Mast with the Nippon Tornadoes. Lightning in a bottle last year. He was one of the leading scorers in the league, and he did really well, and now he's back for the first time. Do you know if he's going to hang on with the team for a while? What do you think that status is?
Well, I was just talking to him before the game, and I said, what the heck are you doing here? And he said, hey, I'm back to play for Tatsumi and the Tornadoes, so all indications look like that he's going to hang with them for the rest of the season.
Well, and he did make the road trip last year. He played with them at Bellingham as well and a couple of other stops, so it was more than just a 1 or 2 game deal. He was a fixture, and lots of points a night, very good shooter. It's like Gonzaga. You missed out a little bit on this one.
Yeah. He was a Zag, former Zag, and he scored 48 on us last season and averaged in the high 30s, so he's going to be a big spark plug to this Tornado team. Like I said, on paper we should win this, but now you mix in Jordan Mast. It's going to be, I think, a closer game than we think.
And then the other thing we're looking at is all the injured Volcanoes. Let's talk, and people who are unavailable. Let's talk about a few of those people we're missing tonight.
Well, one of them that we're missing is, of course, you can see the big guy on the bench, Gio Bain, all 7 foot of him, and we're definitely going to miss his inside game and the boards and the block shots.
And also, let's see, Josh Tarver unavailable, Alex Hartman unavailable, Mike Ward, serious injury last night to his ankle while in the loss at Portland.
Yeah, that's going to be very concerning. It's kind of really tentative right now whether he'll be back or not for the season. We hope so, but wishing all the best for Mike.
Definitely. And let's see, no Tyson Christie this evening as well. So you have a bench over there, Kevin West, Jake Carlisle, who was a last-minute addition. So it was nice because we've been so used to subtractions this season. So an addition of Carlisle to go with Pip Bloodsaw and Kevin West. And looking at starters here, well, first of all, Andre 3000. Andre Murray, he's back, and he is fouled on the play. Last night was his return, the Portland game. The Portland lost last night. His first action with the Volcanoes in about 2 to 3 weeks. So it was really nice to have him back. He came back with a vengeance last night for Vancouver, 24 points in the loss to the Chinooks. Starters for the Nippon Tornadoes, number 1, Hikaru Sasaki, 6'2 guard from Tsukuba University. Number 2, Kosai Ban, 5'4 guard, University of Kokushikan, Japan. Number 4, Takato Hara, 5'5 guard from Tokai University. Number 9, Sean Carter, 6'9 forward from Turkey. And 5, Glenn Holland, 6'5 forward from Cascade College. So for the Volcanoes, you have 31, Paul Hafford, 32, J.R. Moore. The Rocket, Yasu, number 11, surprise starter. And also you have 23, Andre 3000, Andre Murray. And rounding out the starters, 20, Chehalis Tapscott. Many boards and many points for the Portland State product. Andre Murray flips over. Next pass over to Paul Hafford for a 3. No such luck. Moore pulls it back. 2-0 Volcanoes, just getting this one underway. So what do you think Japan has to do on the defensive end, Gary, besides rebound is the first obvious?
Yeah, rebound's going to be kind of an issue. So what they've got to do is spread out their offense, and actually they got to score the first time or the second time if they have an opportunity. You're not going to out-rebound these guys. We know that. But what they're going to have to depend on is their quickness and their speed and their three-point capabilities.
And I think what the key matchup, Gary, to me looks like number 5, Glenn Hollins versus Chehalis Tapscott. It looks like he's about the tallest guy out there for Nippon.
Yes.
And Tapscott, with all the boards that he gets, Gary, you have got to keep him off there if you're playing Vancouver, and you would have a shot because of the injuries to Gio Bain and the limited availability of Carlisle.
Yeah. 6'5" is the tallest for the Nippon Tornadoes. And they can move the ball quickly. They're going to, depending on their pass and the outside perimeter, although they didn't get it that often time.
Well, good defense from the Volcanoes there to force that shot clock violation. I think they caught Nippon kind of napping when they inbounded the ball there because the double team came over real quick. They got out of it, but they couldn't collect in time to get a shot off.
One other advantage that we have, and not to put down the Nippon Tornadoes, but Japan's weakness, if there's a weakness other than their height, it's their defense. They just haven't adjusted yet to the defense and how to defend the American players.
Head coach for the Tornadoes is Ryaturo Onodera, assistant coach Tatsumi Nishida. Very good story on King 5 News in Seattle for them a few days ago. Very good piece on them. Three-pointer from Hafford is no good. Tapscott with the rebound, partially blocked. And here come the Volcanoes. Actually, the Tornadoes.
The other catastrophe.
Yeah, that's right. The other catastrophe. Carter inside. The ball is knocked away. There is a foul on the play. So very interesting stuff with the Tornadoes, Gary, because they are very serious, as we talked about. They rented a house in Seattle to come out for the entire season now. And because last year they came in, the season had already been like a month in, so they were playing like 2-3 games a week, and they ran out of gas pretty easy.
Right. Now, keep in mind also in Japan, the BJL League just finished up their finals. So there's a couple more players, actually their top stars, that aren't here yet. So there'll be some added depth to this team soon.
Yes, Masakata Oka played on the Summer Pro League team where the IBL All-Stars went into the Bay Area and played some semi-pro and college athletes. He was part of that squad. He was the #1 pick in the BJL draft this season. And he should be back with this squad here in another week or two.
I'd say in a few weeks. And keep in mind, Masa also had a rookie camp tryout with the Charlotte Bobcats last season as well before the NBA went on strike.
Nice there. Find was Paul Hafford over to Chehalis Tapscott. He does the nice little teardrop that goes in. So Volcanoes 6, Tornadoes 1. Just under 9 minutes to go in the opening quarter. So Nippon, Gary, they've got to run a couple of sets, try to get a couple of easy buckets. That double team is coming again. And he was forced out, Kosai Ban.
Yeah, that double team in our tough defense, it's going to give them problems the whole game.
They're trapping really quick. And there is the rocket for a 3. No blast off yet.
Almost.
He's trying, though. He wants to ignite this, light this candle. Shot is no good from Takato Hara. So here come the Volcanoes. And Yasu, the pass is picked off. Tornadoes coming back. So I'm very happy that Yasu got to start tonight, Gary, because he's going to have a chance to get a few reps up and down the floor, a couple shots off, and then he should be able to find his groove. He's had a hard time doing that so far this season.
Yeah. Coach Joe Navarro says he's been playing very well in practice, and so that's one of the reasons why he's getting the start. Of course, we got some injuries at the guard level, and that's why he's starting, but it's nice to know that you can have Yasu the Rocket step in the starting role when need be.
And it looks like Brian Hunter, our Jackie Moon, our general manager, and everything else is our assistant coach tonight, besides Mr. Navarro.
Oh, yeah. Brian couldn't miss, not coaching in some capacity.
Hello, Chehalis Tapscott, tip dunk. Nice stuff. All right, the count is 8-3. And here come the Tornadoes. So Hunter and Navarro, they have a history 3-4 years back now. Navarro was his assistant for a couple years, including the title run of 2011. And there's another run. Hafford finds Chehalis Tapscott. He's probably the X factor tonight, wouldn't you say, Gary?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You talk about all-around smoothness, all-around player. Boy, he has it all.
4 points already very early in this ball game. And that's Sean Carter. No such luck. Holland's almost with the board. Here come the Volcanoes. Andre Murray, one man to beat. He sure does. Dos puntos, Senor Murray.
Yeah, I think Japan's going to need to get things settled out and figure it out here quickly.
Well, they need to kind of collect their breath. No Mr. Mast quite yet. He's not pulling the Superman, taking off the cape there quite yet, so we'll see what happens. So we're going to throw this one to break, though. So just under 7 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Volcanoes 12, Tornadoes 3. And back to the O'Connell Sports Complex on the campus of Clark College. Home of the Penguins for 6 or 8, 9 months out of the year. But the cool months out of the year, it is the home for your very own Vancouver Volcanoes. Mike Koreski with you this evening. And the special sauce to the French fries, Gary Akiyama, is with us here. So, Gary, what have you been seeing so far? Stifling Volcano defense. What else?
Yes, defense is the key to this game right now. What the Nippon Tornadoes need to do is just move that ball around, try to catch him off guard, something like that, and there it goes.
Well, it was a really nice find by Kazai Ban there. He found Hikaru Sasaki in the corner for the 3, and that's what they need. A very good offensive set there for Nippon.
Yeah, they're just going to have to move that ball quicker and with perseverance to even stay in this game.
Yeah, they have to pass with authority, Gary. There's not going to be a lot of room for second guessing. As I was alluding to earlier in the broadcast, Gary, Nippon very serious, Japan very serious about making their product better. They ran to house in Seattle for the season this time. They came for the start of the regular season with their team, and they're waiting for the other guys to come through.
There goes another 3. That's what they're going to live and die by.
Yeah, Takato Hara this time from Tokai University drains the 3. He's one of their leading scorers, Gary, 19.5 points a game to go with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. For a 5'5" guard, that's pretty good stuff.
Kind of reminds me of me.
Running the point, Benny the Beaver, Oregon State University. And there's a 3-pointer right there, the 3rd one in a row. Hikaru Sasaki says, "Thank you very much."
Now, what did this remind you of? All these 3 points starting up again.
Well,
Maverick?
it was one of my favorite IBL memories. IBL meaning International Basketball League. It was about 4 or 5 years ago here at Clark, and we played the Nippon Tornadoes. And they came out firing. But speaking of firing, steal and the deal for the Rockets. Good heady play right there for Yasu, Gary.
Yeah, that was great.
Okay, so I got a story for you. So
Okay.
4 or 5 seasons ago, we were playing Nippon here, and they came out to a 12-point lead on us midway through the first quarter because they ran like a 3-man weave like the Globetrotters do at the 3-point line, but instead of layups, they would just pop 3-pointers. And they drained about 7 or 8 in a row.
Yeah, that was incredible.
And it was really weird. I think our guys were kind of dazed. We had 2 timeouts and then kind of restored it. And one of my favorite memories of that game was at the time our big man, Bryson McKenzie, 6'11", Northern Illinois University, played in the NBDL for a little bit too.
Yes.
Great career overseas going on for Bryson. So he's 6'11". The tallest guy in Nippon was 6'6", and there were 4, count them, 4 guys surrounding him, and they still couldn't foul him.
It was like
enough to get a foul.
It was like Bryson McKenzie in the box. I mean, really, the 4 Tornadoes and Bryson right in the middle.
Yeah, it was a swarm of ants around the tree known as Bryson. So the second free throw is good. 16-12 Volcanoes over the Tornadoes. Nippon making it interesting with the outside shooting. That was in and out, but a good look right there, Gary.
Yeah,
Kevin West just in the game for the Volcanoes.
They know how to shoot those threes.
And so does Andre 3000.
Yes. I set that one up for you?
Yes, you did. And a spike. Teamwork, Gary, teamwork. So Andre Murray, 15.2 points on the season. And he's going to be getting some more these days with the injuries going on. This is what he thrives for. So Jordan Mast in the game, goes hard to the basket. No good. Pip Bledsoe with the rebound. Uh-oh. Steal and a dunk. Number 5, Glenn Hollins.
Wow.
He was a thief in the night right there, Gary. 19-14. Tornadoes hanging, Gary. 4 minutes to go, first quarter.
Yeah, it's going to be a closer game than we think.
Well, here we go. Jake Carlisle in the game. The surprise addition. So he was blocked, actually, by Hollins, but Tapscott, there he goes again, Gary, always around the basket.
Yep.
So here we go. It's a fist in the air. That means it's time for the latest offensive set. Number 23 with the 3. Oh, Gary, the bank is open. The bank is open for Kuni Ito.
Yeah, Mr. Ito there, his nickname is MJ. Seriously, it is. His nickname is MJ, Michael Jordan.
That was awesome. Yeah, he played for us for them last year.
He did.
Jay Carlisle, beautiful move, and he misses. Mass controls it. He goes over to Hara, behind the back. Comes back to Hara. Plenty of time on the shot clock. He's working it, trying to make something happen. He is stepped out. I give him credit, Gary. He was trying to make something happen and force the action. Because you're not going to get anything just passing it to each other on the perimeter.
No, you got to force or make something happen.
Yeah, you have to make that defense sag. You have to do it. And there we go. Chehalis Tapscott. No, but there's that tip in. Yeah. Once again, Gary, you got to get a body on him. You have to do something because he is just going to eat you alive. He is a parasite in the paint.
Yeah. We're glad he's a Volcano this season.
Oh, yeah. He gave us nightmares for Salem last year, didn't he?
Doing so many things for us.
The double team comes on. Oh, Murray thought he had a steal there. That double team, that is the one thing that is a fly in the ointment for Nippon.
Yeah, I think if Volcanoes keep doing that, there should be no problem. Whoa, little off shot there.
Yeah, good D by Pip. Pip knew the shot clock was expiring, and he forced Takato Hara into something he really didn't want to do. And so now the Volcanoes will be taking the ball out. So your lineup is Tapscott, Murray, West, Carlisle, Bloodsaw. And there's Jay Carlisle. He missed again. Oh, Gary. He's 0 for, but not due to the shot selection.
Right.
Sometimes it just doesn't fall, right?
Well, he'll keep doing that. He'll make them.
Sasaki for the 3. No. And Tapscott with the rebound. Oh, Chehalis. Oh, boy. So Murray looking for something. He goes to Tapscott. Not quite. And here comes Nippon back with the ball. And turnover. So 23-17, just under 2 minutes to go in the ball game. And like we talked about, the Tornadoes, Gary, they beat the Kitsap Admirals a week ago for their first win. Did they win one last year? I thought they won one.
Tornadoes won. Yeah, they beat Olympia, if you remember,
by
last
like
year.
3 points.
Yeah,
okay.
And they beat Kitsap on May 19th, 112 to 92.
So they tied the win total with about just 2 weeks into the season. So that's awesome. Oh! And what else is awesome right there is that play to Kevin West. Oh my goodness. Andre Murray with the pass just past half court. Throw it down. Does that remind you of you, Gary?
Reminds me of you, actually.
You've been tapping into my brainwaves when I sleep at night. I don't know about that, Gary. So looking at the victory for the Tornadoes when they played the Admirals, it was 33 points for Marcus Bradford, not here tonight. From the guys who are here, Sasaki had 17, Kasak Van had 14, Glenn Hollins 22. So a lot of those guys are here tonight, and we'll see if they can hang with the Volcanoes. That's the biggest question.
Yeah, totally different team, Admirals and the Volcanoes, but on paper this should be a runaway. But right now it's really closer than I think most people thought.
I think so. It's closer than we thought. 27-17, Volcanoes, just under a minute to go. Well, and here's the thing, Pip Bloodsaw with the block. Let's see if the transition game happens. Carlisle over to Tapscott, up ahead to Murray. He's looking. There's Kevin West for a 3. No dice. Save from Tapscott, though. Bloodsaw, he's feeling it. Basket good for the Pip. Here's the thing I was going to say, Gary. The Volcanoes need to be careful. They can't do a 4-6-point addition on this last minute. The possessions have to be fruitful. They have to be productive. Unfortunately, not right there. Sasaki misses the 3. Murray's coming up. 17 seconds to go in the quarter. He wants more. Spin cycle. No. Tip in. No. West. Yes. And here's where that size, Gary.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it's making a huge difference now.
Yeah. What was down to 16 is now up to 14. Jordan Mass, though, he gets it going. He's a competitor, Gary. He wants this thing to stay close tonight. And Kevin West, he had that circus dunk. Would have been nice to add that circus half-court shot, but not quite. So, after a quarter, there were some highlights. There were some good times. It's the Volcanoes 31 and the Tornadoes 19, and we will be back at you sooner rather than later right here on FATV Channel 11. Welcome back, FETV Channel 11. Vancouver Volcano basketball trying to extend the perfect home record on this 2013 season, the 9th season in team history. Gary Akiyama, it's 31-19 end of the first quarter. You're glancing at the stats. What do you have for me, numbers man?
Well, I think some of them are pretty clear as far as the rebounds. And that's not even close. But what is closer than I thought would be the free throws. Actually, 50%, but we're shooting 100%. So, but the big glaring stat on this is the rebounds. I mean, we're just dominating that right now, and also our defense, with turnovers. We've caused a lot of turnovers, which have resulted in points for us.
Well, and Tap's got 7 boards, and we're out rebounding them 19-7, Gary.
Yeah,
19-7 on the boards. You're not going to win too many games like that.
No. So Tornadoes, they're just going to have to, make their 3-pointers and just, spread their offense out, I think.
Well, and they're 4 of 10 from the 3 line. They hit those 3 right in a row. One from Sasaki, one from Hollins, and one from Hara. So that was a nice little run they had, but then it just kind of fizzled out.
And I think what the Tornadoes are going to have to, Sasaki's going to have to get hot. Believe it or not, he's averaging 25 points a game so far this season. He's in the top 5 in scoring for the IBL.
Wow.
So, he's got to get hot. And then you have Jordan Mass, which, as you know, he can hit 30 or 40. So this game is far from over, but there's a lot of things they're going to have to figure out here this quarter, or it may be over by halftime.
Well, and the thing on that with Mast, he's only had 1 shot so far, and it fell. But, yeah, he's going to have to find his rhythm, and you can tell he just joined the team tonight.
Right.
Hasn't had that run with them to get to know the guys, whereas the other American players, Sean Carter and Glenn Hollins, have been there the last 3 weeks with the team.
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
So you can see they're kind of doing some leadership out there on the floor, especially Carter kind of trying to direct them a little bit and kind of understand what's going on in the huddles, too. And I'm sure that would kind of be an adventure.
It's probably more than an adventure.
Because I'm sure there's a language barrier there, and it's just,
right.
What is their perception of the game in Japan compared to what's going on here with American basketball, and especially the IBL?
Yeah. Defense is going to be their biggest adjustment for the Nippon Tornadoes.
Kevin West, he missed the alley-oop, but he was able to rebound it and put that back in. So 33-19, a good start to the second quarter from the Volcanoes. And let's see what happens now with the Tornadoes. Bam was dribbling that around. He finds number 1 in the corner. No good for Sasaki, and that was the guy you said needs to get hot, along with Jordan Mast. But Kevin West, coast to coast, baby. Kevin West was driving the car all the way on this Memorial Day weekend game. 35-19 in favor of the Volcanoes. Nice little zone they have there. Jordan Mast for the 3, not quite. West skies for the rebound. He wanted some transition, Gary, but he didn't get it.
He wanted to move quickly, didn't he?
He sure did. So Carlisle for that 3. Oh, Big Jake.
Nice to see that.
That one stayed in. His first 2 shots went in and out. Not that one. So good to see. Now here we come back. So looking at the Tornadoes once again, Gary, they've got to be able to find some shots. They had some success when they were driving the baseline and kicking it out. And if you're not going to hit it there like Kuni Ito didn't, you're going to be struggling.
Yeah, they've only gotten 1 chance.
Oh, the Rocket no good. Carter rebounds up ahead. Fast break for Japan, and there's Sasaki. Hikaru from Tsukaba University, 25 points a contest. And there we have it. So the Volcanoes are going to bring some starters back in. Nice run for the bench. Hafford and J.R. Moore will be coming back. But we're going to take a timeout and regroup. And Gary and I, we love to talk about things before we come back. And we'll tell you what happens when we come back. It's Volcanoes 38, Tornadoes 21. We'll see you soon. FETV Channel 11. And welcome back, Volcano fans, young and old, short and tall, female and male. The O'Connell Sports Complex, the Volcanoes tearing it up right now on the Tornadoes, 38-21, 10:21 left, second quarter. Mike Koreski, Gary Akiyama with you on the broadcast. And Hafford over to J.R. Moore. He does put it down. A couple of sponsors we'd like to thank. Calderon Family Dentistry, Cotman Transmission, Yoder Chiropractic Center, the official chiropractor of the Vancouver Volcanoes, and Quality Inn and Suites, the official hotel of the Vancouver Volcanoes. So once again, Nippon, there we go. Nice creativity right there. The three-pointer from Mast is good, but Kosai Ban created it, Gary. Yeah. He created that.
Good assist there by Kosai.
And Mast came down, helped out on the double team on Yasu as well. So Mast is starting to get used to it again. Kosai Ban with the steal. He's going up ahead. Nice left-handed layup right there from Takato Hara. Tokai University product.
Yeah, I saw him actually playing it collegiately when he was over at Tokai when I was over there.
Seriously,
Yeah.
what was he like? Was it just getting up and down the floor real
Just
nice?
up and down, no one could stop him. The threes were unstoppable in the game I saw him.
So do you think Japan is interested in the IBL because of the pace of play? Like kind of why they've set their roots down with the IBL?
Well, yeah, not only the pace of play, but that's the best way for them to learn how to play American ball is to be involved in the IBL.
And Mast had a black block on Pip Bloodsaw, but unfortunately for the Tornadoes, Pip Bloodsaw recovered and put it back in. So that's very interesting, Gary, and I know, like I said, they're very serious about trying to improve their product in Japan, and like you were saying, figuring out American basketball is the best way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta, live and die and breathe by it, and the only way you're gonna learn is to get right in the thick of it.
Well, and as we talked about, they rented the house there in Seattle for the 3 months. They are working out at the Seattle Basketball Academy every day, Gary, and they go over defensive sets and positioning and passing and a lot of the fundamentals of American basketball.
Yeah, Tatsumi Nichida, actually, this is not the first year he's done this. I mean, he's been doing it the last 5 or 6 years, but finally they got the recognition on King 5 News, as you saw the other night. So
Exactly.
So they're getting attention.
Yes, that's really good. And there is Yasu for the 3, but no. And the thing is, with Tatsumi, he looks more relaxed than I've seen him, Gary, in the past 5 years.
Yeah, over the years, the first year, pretty tense, pretty like.
Well, yeah, you were on the bench with him last year against the Volcanoes.
Yeah,
you were helping out.
I was more on translation than plays, believe me.
Once again, Gary, the secret weapon known as Gary Akiyama. And there's J.R. Moore with a little outside shooting touch, 46-28 Volcanoes. So the Tornadoes, Gary, they've seemed to have got a couple of hoops down. They've seemed to ran a couple of nice passing plays like that one to Jordan Mast. But the problem is no rebounding, and then they're getting carved up on their defensive end of the floor.
They've got to hit the first time or maybe the second time if they get a second chance. That's going to be tough right now.
Yeah, and the rebounding just really hurts. And see, last year, Gary, when they were here, they had Joe Wolfinger play.
Yeah.
Remember the University of Washington product?
Yep.
And he was with the Portland Chinooks and then left for Japan, the Tornadoes, then had a great 4 or 5 game run and went back to the Chinooks.
Right. Now, and that was a good combination with Joe and Jordan Mast. So you got your 7-footer, you got your premier point guard, shooting guard. That made for some good basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, I don't know what's up with Mr. Wolfinger because he's not on the Portland roster either. But Nippon misses him, that's for sure. Because at least, Gary, you have to have one tall guy.
Yeah, at least one.
You have to have at least one.
When your team averages below 6 foot, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, and you're getting out-rebounded. That's just a tough go. So 6:46 to go. Paul Hafford. Off balance, no good. Mast with the rebound. Here he comes up. Here come the Tornadoes. Over to Kasai Ban. Sean Carter taking a look there. And he's driving in on J.R. Moore. No dice. Ban collects the loose ball. And there he is with a jumper.
Yep. Got to score those opportunities, guys.
Yep, can't shatter the glass on this situation right now. And there is the spin cycle from Kevin West. No good. So Vancouver running their set. Few people touching the ball. Andre Murray wants to go to that hoop, but he passes off to Yasu for a 3.
The Rocket.
That's right. Someone light the fuse. The Rocket is ready to take off. And Kevin Clem, our PA announcer, fantastic job on that. He says, nice shot by the Rocket. So 49-28 in favor of your Volcanoes. 5:44 left first half. Short-handed Volcano roster doesn't seem to mind tonight, and they forced another shot clock violation.
Great defense, man.
And there's the Clem brothers right there on camera. Kevin Clemenson on the mic. Brian Clemenson, Brother Clem, as I like to call him, providing the sound. The Clemenson brothers, quality product since 2010. And it is time for a timeout. We'll talk to you some more when we come back. In the meantime, Volcanoes 49, the Tornadoes 28. And we're back at you, the International Basketball League on FVTV Channel 11. And the Volcanoes would like to thank the following sponsors: Shoe 360, Sports Clips, G6 Air Park, A Affordable Bail Bonds, and the YMCA. It's fun to stay there, as the song goes.
Hey, good sponsors there.
Thank you, Mr. Gary Akiyama. Along with Mike Koreski with you on tonight's broadcast. So the Volcanoes' perfect home record, Gary, seems to be pretty safe right now, but you never know, right?
Well, I would say it's going to be safe, but like it's the IBO, International Basketball League. Anything could happen, but
And does.
And does. So we'll tell you a little bit more on the fourth quarter.
Nice individual effort from Jordan Mast amongst three Volcanoes. Still manages to get it down, and a nice comeback on that. They found Tapscott streaking across. So once again, Japan's got to get back on D, Gary.
Yeah, they got to get back on D. They got to have Mast and some of their other players get hot here to even have a chance in this contest.
Well, and unfortunately, one of those guys, Akira Sasaki, missed it right there. There was a rebound from Hayes and put back, no good. Hollins collects it, and there we go. Number 5, Glenn Hollins gets on the board from Cascade College.
Wow, that was the most chances we've seen that they've had
I
this whole
agree.
game.
There were some active bodies on the boards there. But unfortunately, Paul Hafford, he takes that red carpet ride right in there, posed for a few pictures along the way. Probably could have signed an autograph or two as well.
Yeah, I think he had plenty of time to do whatever he wanted to do.
Well, and that's the thing, Gary. So it's from what you kind of talking about, it's the mental part of the game, staying in the game all the time that the Tornadoes are kind of trying to work on, right?
Right. Yeah, they're working on their mental toughness. They've got to work on their defense, which they are. And I think that was the key to the Kitsap game, actually, when I was talking to the Japanese coaches on that. The reason they won that is because they played good defense. Their offense was okay, but for whatever reason, that game, their defense was on.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I think they held the Admirals to like 112, and in the IBL, that's an actual stop on defense. Because the scores get into the 130s to 140s.
Right.
So Tapscott leaning in on Hollins for that. Does a couple of dipsy-doos. No good, but I think he gets that rebound, or did go to Hafford. No, it went to Chehalis.
I think it went to Chehalis.
There we go. I don't know. He gets his own rebound so many times with those tip-ins. I know he's not doing it on purpose, but it sure looks nice on the stat sheet. And so the Tornadoes coming back there, and Takato Hara, the shot clock's down to 4-3. He needs to get a shot off. He needs to get one quick, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Pip Blutsaw played the D on it, and see, that's the third shot clock violation in this first half, Gary.
Right. And the Volcanoes, all they were doing was standing there. When you're 5'5" and you're going against 6 foot, 6'3", 6'4", you don't have a chance.
That's the truth. All right, good rebound there off the miss by Hafford from Hollins. And but the ball is loose. The Volcanoes smell it like a shark to meat. And it looks like Hafford is going to jump up against Takato Sasaki. I'm not sure he's going to take this one.
Now, did they call a foul, or is it going to be a jump? Should be a jump.
Yeah, it's a jump. Sasaki versus Hafford. Yeah, I mean, let's see what happens here. You have Tapscott off to the one side and the Rocket on the other. I think he either tips to Tapscott or he might go back to Pip.
Yeah. That looks pretty set up there.
Well, and unfortunately, Sasaki. Oh, Jordan Mast almost had it. Yeah, unfortunately for Sasaki, he was almost right under his own hoop, so he couldn't tip it backwards. So Yasu with the 3. Almost, but not quite. Tip over to Tapscott. Almost a foul, but no.
Nope.
And Tapscott puts it back in again. Chehalis, he's living tonight, living large. 57-34 in favor of the Volcanoes. Jordan Mast gets past Pip, goes
nice
in for
move.
a deuce.
Nice move.
Jordan Mast still looking good, even a year later.
Shades of Gonzaga.
Well, see, like I said, he didn't get a whole lot of time in there because they've had such a wonderful bunch of players.
Yeah.
But he certainly deserved to be on that roster.
Absolutely.
Andre Murray, very athletic play. Great to see him back, Gary. So nice to see him back.
Yeah.
We add such a different dimension to our team when he is there. And he rips down the rebound, looking up ahead. And he's our point guard for tonight. He doesn't need to pass it off. He's got it.
He does that so well. Oh.
Well, and it's one of those red carpet layups where he had a lot of time to do some things. And right away there, it was a 20-second timeout from Coach Onodera. So we'll keep it here for now, Gary. because with this 20 seconds, we can talk about a lot of stuff. So when you're looking at the Tornadoes, it's just a matter of, like we talked about, keeping your head in the game and trying to string along 3 or 4 nice possessions. There was that section in the first quarter. They had the 3 3-pointers in a row. They had a nice jumper from Sasaki right after it, closed the gap, and then just the air went out of the tire.
Yeah, I think what the Tornadoes need to do, measure their successes just in small increments, like you just mentioned, when they had the run of those 3-pointers, when they have a run and score a layup or whatever. Obviously, you're not going to dominate the Volcanoes. There's no way. It's impossible with this team. So you're going to have to measure your successes, and thank God it's early in the season, in just little increments, and then build on those.
Well, and fortunately for the Tornadoes, Gary, I know it doesn't sound like a nice thing, but they play Vancouver 2 more times. They have a lot of games to go, and they knew it wasn't a chase for a ring for them.
Right.
There's a bigger goal in mind. So they're going to have a chance to improve upon it.
Yeah, it's all about the experience this season for the Tornadoes. And, it's their first full season.
Yes.
Keep that in mind.
That's right, with this new format of renting the house, working out every day, and working hard on it. So there's Andre Murray, a wonderful play over Sasaki on the defense.
Yeah, it's good to see Murray back in the groove because we're going to need him down the stretch here.
Oh, yeah.
Not in this game, but for the season.
Yeah, he is such an individual talent. Speaking of talents, Jordan Mast with the 3. He's going to keep that going. And a nice look from the Nippon bench to him, too. There's some exuberance over there with that 3-pointer. They're catcalling. I like that, Gary. You got to stay in the game, you got to enjoy it, and you have to compete.
Absolutely. It's just a learning experience for the Tornadoes, so, there's nothing wrong with what's going on.
Yeah, and the defense Sasaki played on Hafford right there wasn't bad at all. It was just a fall-away shot, and it was just a 6'4" versus 6'2".
Yeah, right.
Situation right there. And Pip Bloodsaw picks it up. Over to Murray. Bounce pass, not quite. All right, so Nippon comes back up here. And there's a 3-pointer.
Oh, wow.
Bank is open to Kadohara. So 2 players tonight have had the bank open on a Saturday. You think I can make a deposit?
Hey, if you can convert the U.S. dollars into the yen.
That's why you're here. Pip Bloodsaw with that turnaround fade. Good stuff from Pip. Another nice season for him. He took last year off. Gary did the retirement thing. Went to the bench, and basically I'm thinking he said, retirement sucks. And he came back. Not the coaching gig. He liked that. But he really missed being on the floor, Gary, and he felt he had more to offer.
Yeah, it's in his blood. I mean, I tell you, that's the best 40-year-old player I've seen.
Oh, exactly. And such a wealth of knowledge, great attitude, and a gamer. And he's a plus on any roster, and still talented as all get out.
Absolutely.
Nice defensive play right there by Hollins on Andre Murray. So 6 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, Nippon down by 23, which I'm going to say that's kind of a success for them because if it was 30 or 40, that wouldn't have been so good.
Well, we have another half to go, Gary. So let's see what happens. This kind of reminds me of the game last year. They kind of kept it around 20, and at the start of the third quarter, the bottom fell out.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
So Yasu, he knew the clock was going down, so he had to put something up, and up 2.1 seconds to go. All right. So Nippon's going to take it out. Once again, Gary, you don't want to get it picked off. If you can just get any kind of look there, that'd be a good thing.
Yep.
And Hafford saved it over to the Rocket.
Oh.
No. And Paul Hafford, he was amazing athletic ability because he almost fell on us or fell on the screen. So we're looking at half. It was a great time for the Volcanoes. They are up 67-44. And, Gary, what have you been seeing that you've been liking?
I'm liking the Volcanoes' defense, especially when they're double teaming. They're running their sets well, and they're just hitting their grooves.
Exactly. So now we're waiting here. We got an interview coming our way, but good defense for Vancouver, some shooting, and so we're looking pretty solid here. And so what else, Gary, did you see? What individual performance have you liked so far?
Chehalis Tapos got, great performance there. Pip, the KG veteran doing his thing. All around good play.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. Jordan Mast got it going a little bit for the Tornadoes as well. So now we're going to go over to Nikki DaCosta with Coach Navarro. Take it away, Nikki.
I'm here with the coach. How do you feel about the first half of the game?
It's good. We're playing good defense. We're rotating the way we should be, and we give up a couple of threes and then they run there in the first quarter. But we're playing hard.
Now you guys are down a couple people. Is that hurting you so far?
Yeah, but it's good and bad. Our guys that don't get a lot of minutes get to play some, and they get used to playing with their other guys. So chemistry-wise, it's not really a bad thing. They're all playing hard and they're all executing right now. So it's
Standout players for you?
well, Andre Murray, he's not really a natural one, but he's really playing point guard for us tonight because Tarver's on vacation. So other than that, yeah, I mean, it's a team effort right now. Paul's getting going a little bit, Kevin West getting going too. So.
Any strategy going into the second half?
I'll try to keep them in front of us, maintain our defensive intensity, and just try to keep everybody in front and get out in transition.
Best of luck to you guys. We're having a lot of fun watching you, so go on out there. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Nikki. And you heard Navarro say something about Josh Tarver being on vacation. You know where he is? You know the rumor?
What's the rumor?
He's in duck country.
Oh, don't even tell me that.
You're going to text him, right?
I'll text him at the half. What are you doing down there?
That's right. He's not having it, guys. He is not having it. So looking here at the stat sheet a little bit, the rebound was talking Volcanoes 35 and the Tornadoes 18, Gary. How can they change it?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think they can. I really don't think the Tornadoes are going to change that rebound. What they're going to have to do is hit their first shots. If they're lucky and have another opportunity, they need to hit that. That's really the only way they're going to be back in this game.
And one thing they do have an advantage on, 7 of 20 from the 3 compared to 3 of 13 for Vancouver.
Yeah, and one other thing, if they want to get back in this game, Jordan Mast, he's going to have to start going off as well as Sasaki and O'Hara. So it's going to be a tough game.
All right, well, we're going to go to halftime now. We've got the interviews out. We've talked about some stats. And now we'll bring it back to you when they come out with the second half. So we'll see what happens. Volcanoes 67, the Tornadoes 44. FETV Channel 11. And let's see what we have here. Substitution. Kosai Ban comes in for the first time this quarter in for Hikaru Sasaki. And there is Tapscott working on Hollins. There's just so much beef and so much talent. Oh my goodness. He just had Hollins set up from the minute he touched the ball, even position-wise, Gary. So 83-55 in favor of your Volcanoes. 5:45 to go. Oh, Andre Murray stopped that 3. And see, here's kind of what happens with Nippon, Gary. It's after the first play doesn't work that the hijinks happen.
Yeah.
And that Chehalis Tapscott up ahead to Kevin West. If only. If only. So Mast down the floor to Hollins behind the back. Over to Jordan Mast.
Nice
Way
move.
to not give up on the play for Jordan Mast. And here we go. Kevin West. Like I told you, Gary, loves that open floor. He is a highlight waiting to happen when it gets to this point in the game. Hafford with a leaner.
Oh, nice.
Nice for Paul Hafford. Kind of nice that he doesn't have to drop 30 for the Volcanoes to have a shot.
Right. Yeah, exchanging baskets here, I mean, that's good for us, but not going to happen for the Tornadoes tonight.
Oh, nice little play there.
Yeah.
Yes, nice play from Takato Hara. He's had a good quarter for him. Hit a couple threes. Nice little layup there. 85-59. So if you're Japan, do you want to try to keep this thing around 20 points? What do you think is their goal?
I think their goal is, obviously it's a learning process that you don't want to get way blown out. But, yeah, I think a 20-point deficit for them would be a moral victory, really.
Jordan Mast with the 3. Nice look from Glenn Hollins. He was directing the traffic there as well. Or that might have been Sean Carter, actually. And looks like we have open wound on the play, so he needs to get stitched up. And it looks like there's going to be an official's timeout while that gets tended to. and we'll go from there. So we are going to take it to break, and when we come back, there's going to be more basketball and more wonderful banter between your announcers. So 4:18 left in the third quarter. It is the Volcanoes 85, the Tornadoes 62 on FVTV Channel 11. And right back at you from the O'Connell Sports Complex in the wonderful city of Vancouver, Washington, the Couve, known to you and I and all those Portlanders. So the Volcanoes 85, the Nippon Tornadoes from Japan 62. Oddly enough, Gary, you said the quarter hasn't been as bad for Nippon as we thought.
No, it's been actually, it was 18-18 before that timeout. So trading baskets, but no blowout in this quarter so far.
And Tapscott got his hand on the ball there from Sasaki, but he was out as he tried to tiptoe the line there. The Volcanoes would like to thank the following sponsors: Designer App Studio, the official mobile app provider of the Vancouver Volcanoes, Pita Pit, and Beyond the Eye Digital Video. Basket is good from Takado Hara.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to say to you, Gary. I bet you they're probably talking about quarters. They probably break it down by quarters, try to win the third quarter, try to win the fourth quarter, that kind of thing.
Yeah, just little increments, like I was mentioning earlier in the game, just little steps, little increments, and little successes. And I think by the end of this season, if those other All-Stars come over, I think you're going to see a completely different team.
I agree with you there because, last year they were relying more on the American imports as opposed to the Japanese players.
Right.
And they're starting to balance that out better.
Yeah.
And Kevin West picks it up right there, clean up on aisle 11. So Mast playing offense against Kevin West, and he converts. Jordan Mast, great quarter. This is what we saw last year, Gary.
Yep.
Talented player. And his conditioning is very good. That's what impresses me as well, because he can actually run with Vancouver.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice defensive play by Hollins. They're just going at it, all of them in there. Tapscott gets blocked by Hollins again, but he picks it up. Chehalis, Gary, he is a beast.
Yeah, he is the workhorse, the bread and butter, the ham and eggs, whatever,
You only called Devin Yuskoski that,
Okay,
Gary.
okay. Don't tell Devin I said that.
Too late. I'm texting him. All right. Andre Murray converts on the layup there. Good night for Andre 3000. Good weekend for him to get back for the Volcanoes during this walking wounded segment of the season.
And we'll play these Nippon Tornadoes again on, I believe, Sunday, June 2nd, Maverick.
Yes, and also the last game of the regular season, Sunday, June 16th.
Right.
And do we play them at their place?
That's a good question.
We have one. And aren't they playing on Portland's home court?
Yeah,
Portland
exactly.
Westmoreland Athletic Club.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so Murray and Tapscott coming out. In was the Rocket Yasuo Iajima and number 3 Pip Bledsaw. So on the floor for the Volcanoes, Yasu at 11, 21 Kevin West, 33 Jake Carlisle, 32 J.R. Moore, and number 3 Pip Bledsaw. And there's Yasu. No Sue. But West picks it up, and there's a foul on the play. Foul on Jordan Mast. And that was more from Kevin West just kind of forcing the issue, Gary.
Yeah, Kevin, anytime he's in there, he's going to make something happen. I'll tell you, he is one of those players that you always want to have in there, and he'll make some excitement.
A very aggressive player, very competitive as well, no matter what the score, no matter what the quarter. And we jinxed him on that free throw. But that's okay.
It's okay.
That's okay. Speaking of free throws, you were saying that the Tornadoes were leading the league in percentage. What did the first half look like for the Tornadoes?
For the Tornadoes, if you look at the stats on the free throws, they didn't go to the line that many times, really. They only went there one of 2.
Wow.
So not that many times.
Kosai Ban misses the 3. It's being tipped around. Hollins picks it up. And looks like a foul on Hollins or Carlisle.
Yeah, let's see.
They both went out.
They both went out.
Yeah, Carlisle, that's not on me. Apparently they said it was. I know Hollins was kind of clearing him out with that arm too, but all right, Kosai Ban. Oh, he catches the cutter. Nice play by Ban there with the cutting to Hara.
Yeah, that was a gutsy play too, going up against Jake.
It was. He was in the land of the giants there, Kosai was.
Yeah, boy. 5'5" against 6'8". Boy, more guts than I have.
Yeah. Me times 10, right? All right. And it doesn't fall for Hara. When it rains, it pours.
Yeah. They're usually, leading the league in free throw percentage at 80%. Not that time.
Mm-hmm. Well, he just couldn't get the bounce. That looks much better.
Go.
All right, so 94-67 in favor of the Volcanoes. A minute 36 left. Going full court press. I like that, Gary.
Hey, you got nothing to lose now.
Well, and it was against Yasu, who they knew.
Yeah, who they kind of knew. Okay, let's go against our buddy.
Yeah, a little bit of gamesmanship right there.
Yep.
So Bloodsaw inbounding to West. And Sasaki playing the D on him. Might want to back off a little bit, but he didn't need to. Carlisle over to J.R. Moore. Thinks about it. Goes to Pip Bloodsaw. And there's your deuce.
Yep, nice.
Pip Bloodsaw, master of the 8 to 13-foot shot.
He
has made hundreds of points on that in his IBL career. And there's another south side shot there for Takato Hara.
Boy, showing up the rocket.
Yeah, him and Mast have had a really nice third quarter, but they just can't get a third guy going. And usually in the IBL, Gary, you need to have about 3 guys clicking per game.
Yeah, you got
who
to.
are really producing the stats and the beef of the plays. And they just haven't found that third guy to go yet. Nice pass from West over to Moore, 98-69. So halftime, what was it at halftime, your count?
Here's halftime.
We're looking at a 23-point lead, and now it is 26. So pretty even.
Pretty even,
Pretty even in that third quarter. So West, guarded by Sasaki once again with that pick from Moore. Good cover by Mast. Over to the Rocket. Yasu for a 3.
Oh.
I tell you, Gary, the shots are looking good. Is it just this gym?
I don't know.
What's the deal? Because he's a much better player
nice
than what you
hustle by
see.
the
But
Rocket.
there we go.
Oh!
And waved it off.
Wow.
Almost the end of the third quarter, almost a play. Tapscott likes the effort from him. And let's see. Yeah, looks like it's the end of the quarter. Yasu snuck out there thinking he was going to get some shots.
Yeah.
But it's the Ibo. That's not going to happen. All right, so the end of the third quarter. We'll be back with you real soon. It's the Vancouver Volcanoes 98, the Nippon Tornadoes 72. All right, and we are back here at the O'Connell Sports Complex on the campus of Clark College. After 3 quarters, the Volcanoes 98, the Nippon Tornadoes 72. So, Gary, it was a pretty good third quarter, actually.
Yeah, it really wasn't bad. And as far as the rebounds go, it's not as obsolete as it was, 30 to 21 in favor of the Volcanoes.
I agree with you totally there. And we had someone listening in on the huddle. She's going to tell us what happened. Nicole DaCosta, are you there?
I'm here, guys. They were just getting pumped up for the next quarter. Just caught them at the end of the pump-up session. So let's see if the magic worked.
Thank you, Nicole. Yes, Gary, we get pumped up here too. But unlike the Volcanoes, we let you hear it.
That's true.
We let you hear it.
Yeah.
So there we go. Now we're looking like one more quarter to go. On the floor for Vancouver, West, Bloodsaw, Carlisle, Yasu Rocket, and J.R. Moore. And there is Sasaki.
Yeah, nice touch.
Yeah, he's into double figures. He had now up to 12 points. Hara, 24 points, and Mast, 21. So maybe he can be that third guy. We were talking about him earlier, weren't we?
We were, yeah.
J.R. Moore with the tip in there. And when you're looking at the Vancouver stats, what are you thinking there, Gary?
Well, I'm thinking on the stats there, I like their assists. I mean, for the game so far, they have 26 assists compared to the Tornadoes' 13, so there's double that. And, with the deficit of 26 points, that's a big way of why they're doing that.
And there's Pip Bloodsaw, that beautiful mid-range jumper, not quite. Hollins with the rebound, over to Sasaki. One man to beat. Yasuo, though, pokes it away. But is he getting called?
Yeah.
He is getting called. And he's like, no. So interesting stuff. And as we're going, Murray's coming in. Yasuo's coming out. He's going to get another run, though.
Oh, yeah. We've got a lot of time left.
Yeah, that we do. He is
Yeah.
2 of 10 from the field, 5 points on the night to go with 4 assists and 3 steals, actually, for the Rocket.
Nice.
Yeah, his best output so far is a Volcano,
Yes.
no doubt. Jordan Mass, not quite. Tippin, not quite. Hollins pulls it in, left-handed. Past the outstretched attempted block of Pip Bledsoe. So 100-76. So, not to sound like a broken record, Gary, but give me some angles. Give me some angles on this game for the fourth quarter.
Angles. Well, for the fourth quarter, I think for the Volcanoes, they don't want to relax. They want to play their game. They want to run their sets and run their plays. And like you so eloquently mentioned, you don't want to slow down. You don't want to do other things because you can get injured if you don't, follow the game plan.
And Tapscott and Hafford in. So it looks like their A guys are going to get some run for a little bit longer until they put those 2 or 3 of those guys on ice for the night.
Right, yeah. And our next opponents, I believe, Maverick, isn't it Friday night? I think we play Salem Sabres.
You got it.
Home. That's going to be a very tough
Yeah,
game.
they beat us twice in their place, but we beat them here.
Yeah.
So Daniel Dean and company.
Yeah, Salem's a team to be reckoned with.
Oh, yeah, and Joe Burton, player of the week a
Joe
couple weeks
Burton,
ago.
yeah.
He's getting the assist, Gary.
And did Twan go over there now?
Yeah, Antoine Williams,
Wow.
former Volcano.
Yeah. So they are a team to be reckoned with.
So Hollins with the three-pointer. He's not giving up. He's had some boards tonight for them, too, old Glenn Hollins. He has 12 boards on the night, now to go with 10 points and 3 steals.
Oh, nice defensive move
And
there.
there's another steal for Hollins. And here come the Tornadoes. Takato Hara, no.
Boy, they needed that.
Yeah, they did need that. Murray, though, he's looking to score on mast. Not quite. Just enough D, but Chehalis Tapscott.
Yeah, yep.
He's facing Kosai Ban. It's not going to happen. All right. So here we go. Mast coming back up. Flips it in the corner. See, and that's the thing. Once again, Gary, when they can't get the first shot off, that's when it kind of falls apart.
Yeah, it does, because the defense is there for the Volcanoes. They're ready to steal or intimidate.
And they're trying to figure out where's option B.
Right.
And by the time as they're stalled with the ball, it's on the floor.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's been looking like tonight. It's like they come out with the best intention to run the play, and then when it gets bottled up, there we go. So Mast with the 3, very nice.
Yeah, wide open.
Yeah, and Hikaru Sasaki with the assist. Second one on the night. But Jay Carlisle coming back.
Oh, looks like he got shoved, I thought.
Yeah, from Jordan Mast. Refs letting it play. Letting it play tonight, Gary.
Yeah. 24 points, so it's respectable so far for the Tornadoes in this young season.
And a nice play right there, too. Even though they missed, Hara did really a nice job coming in from the 3 to get the better percentage shot there.
Right.
Kasai Ban, no luck. 3 white shirts all around to 1 blue one. That's kind of been the story of the night.
Yeah.
Murray in that open floor.
Jeez.
Yeah, forget it. Forget it. Yeah, that's crazy stuff, Gary. That's crazy talk.
Yeah, it's a half football, half basketball or something. I don't know.
It's football. So we'll talk about that more when we come back. So in the meantime, it's time for a break. Volcanoes 108, Tornadoes 82. And welcome back, the O'Connell Sports Center on the campus of Clark College. IBL basketball, we are the International Basketball League, and that is why we are hosting a team from Japan. And it's 108-82 in favor of the Volcanoes over the Tornadoes. We're getting ready to hear from our correspondent over there, because she has been talking. She has been talking to some people and seeing what's going on. So we're going to get over to her here really quick. And here she comes. We've got Nikki DaCosta with us. What do we see, Nikki?
Thanks, guys. We're keeping the energy high. Just because we're ahead doesn't mean we're going to slow down at all. These guys are bringing it all game long. Lots of sweat hitting the court, lots of smiling faces, and a great halftime show. I wish you guys could have seen it. Kids playing ball. This is true family entertainment, and we're keeping it hot and we're keeping it heavy all the way to the end, volcano style. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Nikki. And Gary Akiyama, that is what you're all about, too, volcano style.
That's how we roll.
I'm liking. Thank you very much, Nikki DaCosta. Very nice addition to this team of people that we call the Volcanoes.
Yeah, real good addition. I'm looking forward to Nikki for the rest of the season. It'll be fun.
And a very big thanks to everyone who helps put this on, our cameramen, our people in the truck, and Beyond the Eye Digital Video. Fantastic job putting this together for you, the viewers on FBTV.
Yeah,
so
nice.
it's 114.86, Volcanoes.
Yeah, Sasaki, nice basket there from the corner.
Yeah, I do like a bit of the fire that's been going on with the Tornadoes.
Yeah, I think the Volcanoes realize, hey, these guys are not giving up. We better, still play this game.
Agreed. Yeah, it's been still, the semblance of ball has still been pretty good, actually, for a game of this point differential.
Right.
Into the game, Kevin West, J.R. Moore, and Pip Bledsaw, well, not Pip Bledsaw, Jake Carlisle taking the seat, and Andre Murray. And I'm thinking that's probably the last time you'll see those two tonight.
Yeah. Jake, from his groin injury, I mean, he's been really looking pretty good out there, Maverick.
Actually, Coach Navarro said he did come to practice Thursday and did a light run-through with him, but he called Coach Navarro yesterday and said it's not going to happen in Portland. So when he showed up tonight, we actually thought, pregame report from Coach Navarro, no dice. And all of a sudden he walks in, Gary, and he's got his sneaks.
Yeah.
You're going tonight?
Yeah, you're not going to keep a good man down.
No, not at all. And it doesn't get any better than Jake Carlisle, Big Jake.
Yep.
So we're looking at it here, and it is 116-86, the Volcanoes over the Tornadoes. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for the finish of this guy on FBTV, Channel 11. And welcome back, FATV Channel 11, Vancouver Volcano Basketball. It looks like the perfect home record this season is going to stay intact versus the Nippon Tornadoes. 116-86, a little under 6 minutes to go. Chehalis Taps got on the line. Gary Akiyama, some fun things coming up. Well, not exactly fun things, but some very good things coming up. We wanted to give a shout-out to the military and all the people who risked their lives for us, for our country. Because
Absolutely.
It is Memorial Day weekend, and we need to remember it's more than just a day off of work. So a big shout-out to them. And we are going to have a little bit of a salute to the military here with the Volcanoes.
Actually, yeah, it's a very special day. Not only the salute to the military, but it's going to be on Father's Day. How appropriate is that on June 16th?
Yes.
Home game.
Yeah, kind of a double cause for celebration. So we hope to see you guys here. And that is number 5, Glenn Hollins, with the layup. He's had a nice game for them. I don't think he's sat the whole time. I think he's played the whole game, Hollins has.
I think you're right.
I think Carter's played most of it.
Yep.
And Mast has played the whole second half. So J.R. Moore.
Nice one for J.R.
Yeah, he's a happy man. He's been trying to get that outside shot down the last few weeks. Mast is getting swatted at, but he gets it over there. Sasaki looking for something. He finds Hara.
Nice move.
Good stuff for Takato Hara. Yeah, he's got some three-pointers down tonight. Yeah, he's had a nice effort for them. Effort fouled by Sasaki. So talking about the league, Gary. So we're talking about Salem coming into town, coming in on Friday. We beat them here. They've won. They beat us there. So talk about how Salem's came back kind of re-energized as a new franchise.
Well, yeah, Salem, new owner, Sterling, I met with him and talked with him when he was here. Really nice guy. He and his wife decided to take on the endeavor of the Salem Sabres. And with that, I mean, Daniel Dean, Oregon State University, Joe Burton, Oregon State University, our own Antoine Williams, which I still think of him as a Volcano, but they are a team to be reckoned with. And I think is it Corey Largent on that team as well?
Yeah, Corey Largent.
Yeah, they are loaded. So it's going to be a hard-fought game. And I look at Salem as actually being one of the contenders in the league this year.
Yeah, we could take that. So 123-91 in favor of the Volcanoes. And let's see, as we're going here, in the corner there's a three-pointer, no dice. More up ahead to Kevin West. He's got the open floor, and he's going to take it.
Yeah, as he should.
Dos Puntos, Prairie High School graduate, also from Concordia University. So, yeah, the Salem team, talk about, well, in Salem it's interesting because the guys you mentioned all came along late, except for Largent. He's like the one holdover from last year's squad, which was very good with Tapscott and whatnot. But Burton joined a few weeks into it. They picked up Daniel Dean from us. After 3 games with us, he was kind of more towards the second half of the depth chart, and he's right there for them. And there we go. There was a steal and no 3. And right now, Takato Hara is trying to see the floor, trying to get the place set up. Once again, the tiredness, Gary, is starting to hit him.
Yeah, it is.
But Sasaki hits it. And I think the Volcanoes even get a little tired with. Well, because the bench is only 3 guys. And Hafford, no luck. Japan rebounds. Baseball pass up ahead. Nice.
Oh, that's behind.
Takato Hara controls it. It got off his hands a little bit, and he fingertipped it in.
Yeah, they're still they're still playing hard. Give them credit for that.
Yeah, I do give them credit. The second half looks a lot better this year than it did last year.
Yeah, last year, boy, we would have been eating our hamburger and shakes and fries and just going, hey, what's going on, Maverick?
Oh, man, you're making me hungry. You are flat out making me hungry, Mr. Akiyama. So, Pip Bloodsall to the line. So talk about the Portland Chinooks a little bit. What's their status?
Portland Chinooks, I didn't know what the status was David Lucas. He played in that game last night, and they've got some key players as well. I mean, you look at these. We talked about this earlier as I'm in my golf conversation mode now.
Very nice. Very nice.
Look at this league: Portland, Bellingham, of course, Salem. Everyone's getting better each year. You notice that, Maverick? And it's going to be tougher and tougher to get into the playoffs this year with that new format.
And Pip Bloodsall misses the second free throw. The Masters. The 16th green.
Yes.
So, yes, Gary, I'm totally with you on that. Portland, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. They just added Mike Hart, speaking of Gonzaga grads.
Right.
He was a starter for this team last year that only lost 2 games all season. He was their starter from Jesuit High School. So, good stuff there. And count the bucket for Chehalis Tapscott, just adding on to his Nintendo totals for the night.
Yeah, Glenn Holland's right on his back there in slow-mo.
Yep. And emphasis on the slow. And it's looking a lot different than the first weekend when I thought it was a 2-horse race with Vancouver and Bellingham. Salem and Portland have really starting to round it out.
Well, each of the teams, and I don't think this is the end of it either, have been getting players, kind of shifting, maneuvering players.
Exactly.
And so I think we're going to see that throughout the season just to beef up for the playoffs.
Well, and Coach Navarro said, with the point guard situation right now with Mike Ward's pretty tough injury last night, Jeremiah Dominguez has became a Volcano, but he's not here this evening.
That's
but
good.
Navarro said he should be available for us next week, so that'll help. They're still talking about Garrett Sim, the former University of Oregon point guard, who is their all-time games played leader in school history. So he's been doing really well over in Germany the last couple of seasons, and there was talk about him because Navarro knows him. Jeff Christensen, our assistant coach, coached him in high school as well.
Okay, good connection there.
So there, like you were saying, there's constant jockeying. So Kevin West gets it from Yasu,
Nice.
So an assist for the Rockets. And West puts it down again. I tell you, he is getting mega points, Kevin West, in these large games.
And this is the opportunity time when you have to score these points and play hard.
You got it.
Whoa, that was almost intentional foul.
Almost.
To his fellow teammate.
And Yasu, he's doing all right with it, though. He's kind of walking it off. He'll wake up tomorrow a little Little sore.
A little bit.
Yeah. What was the number of that truck? It was Kosai Band.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Kosai.
All right, from teammate to enemy, all in one season. So there's more looking for the rocket.
Oh,
But Pip,
there we go.
clean up, bring the bucket, bring the mop, rinse it out. 133.99.
Yes.
Minute 31 left in this game. So it looks like the Tornadoes will get over 100 points. So that's good for them. They did have a few bright spots. But on the other hand, the Volcanoes just had a lot more of them.
Right. Yeah. And that's a small incremental win for the Tornadoes. I mean, they've only been averaging 80.5 points a game. So to get over the century mark, that's something to say.
Agreed. 23 Kuni Ito in for Sasaki.
Okay, Mr. MJ.
Love it. And let's see, there was also another sub, Takato Hara. Good effort for him tonight, but he's spending the rest of it on the bench. Number 6 is in, Nasuki Abe. Getting a little bit of a run tonight. And Pip Bloodsaw.
Up to his trickery there.
Yeah, he is. He gets the foul there on number 9, Sean Carter. So Pip going to the line, and last week, Gary, he was passed up for all-time leading scorer in IBL history. Did you hear this?
I did not hear this.
Yes, he was
Inform
passed
me.
up last week. Jacob Stevenson from the Slam
Oh, Jacob.
now has the all-time points lead, and it's growing larger each game because Stevenson, is starting and dropping
right.
about 25 a game, one of the leading scorers in the league. Pip has settled into a different kind of role than he used to with Vancouver, so
Right.
he's still getting double figures, but somehow we need Stevenson out, Gary. So
Okay.
I'll leave that to you.
Oh, thanks. Okay.
So Kosai Ban, nice teardrop, but not quite. Nice little rebound, though. Flips it over to Cooney.
No, MJ. Puts it over 101.
Yep. So like you said, they beat their season average, which is good. So, yeah, second half better for them. Obviously, there's some holes, Gary, and they're just going to go back to the drawing board in Seattle.
Yep. Good effort.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, too, Gary, is they start playing some of the branding teams this season, like Kitsap, when they start playing the Seattle squad.
Right.
And if they get the Lone Star Strikers and whatnot, they'll probably be able to also have another couple of close calls.
Yeah, I think they'll have more than that one win, really.
Well, we'll see how it happens. Jordan Mass, no good with the 3, but the rebound there by Carter over to Kosai. 7 seconds and counting. And there's Mast. He needs to put it up, and he does.
Nice.
Nice finish out for Jordan Mast. So good effort for him tonight, and it was good that they showed up, that he showed up and joined the team, Gary. They needed him tonight. And Kuni Ito standing next to J.R. Moore was pretty good. So, yeah, player of the game will be Chehalis Tapscott for the Volcanoes. And while we're hustling him in to get some words from him, Gary, talk to me about this game and what's been going on.
Well, yeah, I think, once again, Volcanoes getting ready for next Friday against the Salem Sabres. This was a good game to just try some different sets and get the kinks out, if you will. For the Nippon Tornadoes, a very good game for them in their inaugural first full season. And, once again, they're just going to have minor successes, but they need to build upon those minor successes. So they have nothing to be ashamed of, and, we just need to keep the momentum going.
I agree with you on that, Gary, totally. It's one of those scenarios where, Japan, they're just trying to learn and whatnot. This was kind of like Vancouver 7-8 years ago, honestly.
Yeah.
The first couple years we were here as a franchise, it wasn't like all of a sudden everything's this well-oiled machine.
Right.
It didn't happen like that. So,
yeah, it looks like the teams are having their
the picture.
picture that they normally do with the Japan and the United States, getting together.
Which is kind of funny, Gary, because on the other side, see, the Volcano dancers are getting a picture. and there's no one Japanese in this picture, so I'm not sure what the deal is.
Well, should I jump in there? Or
If you would like to. If you would like to. We'll call the picture Dancers and Googs.
Okay. Okay.
That would be good stuff. So as we're waiting here for Chehalis to come over and hear what's going on there, Gary, for the Volcanoes, good things tonight. What do they need to improve on as they go further into this IBL season? How do they tie a knot in that injury rope to hang on?
Yeah, that's the main thing. They just got to get healthy again. And fortunately, we're deep enough, as I've said many times before, most of our bench can start on other teams. So they just need to heal up. I like their defense. Keep on with their defense. And, looks like Nikki has Chehalis there.
Yeah, well, she's getting ready.
Yeah,
but,
ready.
finish
Okay.
your thought, though.
Okay, so my thought is, sorry, I'm getting distracted. So my thought is just to keep playing hard, keep aggressive, and just play tough defense. I think defense is going to be the key when you have so many good teams this year.
All right, and on the other side of the court, here's Nikki.
Hey guys, look who I found, Chehalis. Good game for you, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right, feeling good.
You seem to be in the right place at the right time all game long. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
I like the honesty. That's pretty good. Any other takeaways from this game for you? What's memorable for you for this game?
Well, first of all, winning. That's my favorite part of the game is winning. And then I had a good game, so it was all good.
Oh, good. So, being a Volcano, do you have a victory dance that you like to do at the end of the games? Can we do a little victory dance? Oh yeah, oh yeah. He brings the fun. Thanks so much, man. You have a great rest of the night. You earned it. Back to you guys. What a fun night. I had a blast. Hope you guys did too. See you soon.
Well, thank you very much, Nikki. And little did she know, she just joined us. But Gary, you bring the funk every single week to this place.
Oh boy, Nikki! Well, I really enjoyed that. I mean, it's going to be just a fun season, and with the players and with Nikki and you and I, and what a great way to end this game.
Exactly. And looking at a couple of things here, I wanted to point out to you, Gary. So Hara had 29, Mass 17, Sasaki 19 boards, 17 points for Glenn Hollins.
Yeah, that's incredible. But the big deficit there, 137 to 104 win. But when you look at the final stats, rebounds 69 to 44, Maverick. I mean, that's huge. That's 25 rebounds. You times that by 1 or 2 or whatever, and there's your game right there. But another thing that I was surprised at was the assists. We actually ended up with more assists, 37 to 22. And then they started fouling us toward the end because they tried to get back in the game. We end up 14 of 17. They only went to the charity line 4 times and made 2 of those.
Wow. So, once again, you need some height, Gary.
Yep.
You just got to get it.
Yeah, speed's good, but you got to have the height.
Yeah, you got to have height because it's the Ibble. So, Andre 3000 doing some autographs after the game. And that's the fun thing about the IBL, Gary. Everyone can get an interview. Well, they could get an interview.
They could, too.
Just not on tape.
Right.
Only Nikki does that. But
Yes.
they can get an autograph and get so much more and talk to the players and find out what's going on, pictures and whatnot. So speaking of picture opportunities, Gary's going to go find the fans and get his picture opportunities. And there's Tatsumi. He's taking a picture of us right now as we speak because he is the driver photographer for the Nippon Tornadoes and cook. So,
Yep.
the final is the Vancouver Volcanoes 137, 104 for the Nippon Tornadoes, and we will see you next week right back here against the Salem Sabres. So from Clark College, the O'Connell Sports Center, good night, FETV Channel 11. See you soon.